Hey guys, what's up? It's Sachika. Hey guys, what's up? It's Sachika. Welcome to my channel where I do art, student, and lifestyle content. So if you're interested in any of that, head down below and subscribe. I hope you're having an amazing day, and let's get into it. If you're confused, or even if you're not confused, sometimes you go into it thinking you'll do something and you end up doing something completely different. And so here we are, and I'm gonna tell you guys, well, it's not really gonna be a personal story, but the things that I have learned over the last year, and even before that when I was in high school and during my A levels and stuff, just the things that I know I've learned from my own experiences and the people around me that I think will help you guys. Obviously, I'm not gonna refer to anyone with their names and stuff, obviously. Duh, you guys know this. It's fine. Okay, so I actually made notes and points on what I want to talk about. I want to be doing this thing now with my videos where my content is just better for you guys. Wow, my throat is dry. I want to sort of plan out my content better just so that I can give you guys better content. I'm gonna go get water. Okay, I just drank some water, and as you can tell, my voice is better, my throat is less dry. Let's do this. So there are a few things that I want to talk to you guys before I sort of get into. It's just just a minute of this video, literally. One thing is, this is probably one of the last videos that you're gonna see this background because I'm moving and I'm going back home for the summer. There's gonna be a week of quarantine in the middle, but yeah, you're never gonna see this particular room again. So say goodbye, my friends. I have already picked my room for the next year. I think I spoke about that in the video where I told you guys what's going on for next year, and I will link that. Second, I'm really sorry that I skipped last week's video because there was just a lot going on in my head. June was mentally a pretty bad month for me, and I just needed that break. Literally I got my vaccine. I got my first shot of the vaccine, by the way. But also I spent most of last week in bed just because I needed that mental break from existing, really. And yeah, I'm sorry about skipping that upload, but it is what it is. I'm really, even though I'm moving back and all of that, I'm gonna try really hard not to skip, oh my god, not to skip a single upload in July. Even though there'll be a lot going on, I will, yeah, try my very level best not to skip an upload. Third thing, I have a bunch of college videos planned for you guys. I'm gonna try and finish all of them before October 15th because I know that's when a lot of the early applications go out. It's not just college, it's college, A-levels, high school content that I want to do for you guys. I feel like this time of year, July to October, is the perfect time to do that kind of content. And yeah, I want to get it done before somewhere mid-October or maximum by the 1st of November because I know that's when most early applications go out. So yeah. And the last thing is, if you guys want me to address anything about college, if you guys need help with something, if you think this is a helpful thing or something that many people want to hear about, I know I've gotten a lot of questions about scholarships, which I will talk about in an upcoming video. So if you guys have any suggestions like that, if there's a particular topic that you want me to address in a video, let me know down below, and also give me a date when you want it. Even just like a month is okay to say, hey, can you please do this in the month of August or something. And yeah, that's about it. Okay, let's go with the actual bulk of the video. Now I'm talking to you guys about how to pick your major. But obviously you guys know that your major very, very heavily affects which college you end up going to. Obviously, like, I'm doing fashion design, I cannot study this in a science school, right? Like, that's kind of obvious. So this is sort of like, take it as a sort of combined thing of, there's maybe only one particular point which I think will really depend on picking your college rather than your major, but most of it is just about picking your major. And I think those two are very, very intertwined. and very, very dependent on one another. Let me just adjust that. You can see my little notebook over here. Yeah, they're very intertwined and very connected to each other. So yeah, first thing, everybody knows what classes they like in high school, right? So obviously most people think in terms of, I like chemistry, so I'm gonna do chemistry in college. That's really, really helpful on narrowing down your major options, because there are so many hundreds of degrees out there that you can do and spend your life doing, really. But it's best, obviously, to narrow it down. Right, where were we? So you obviously know which classes you like in high school, and hence everybody usually has a limited idea of what they want to do in college or where they want to end up in life. Like, for example, I immediately knew that business wasn't for me, right? Like, even if you don't know which classes you like, you definitely know which classes you hate. So those things are definitely out for you, right? Like, it's kind of common sense. So that's a pretty good sort of indicator of where you should go with this, because again, college is education. It's an extension of high school. It's a more specialized version of what you began there. So really, just this is a huge part of what you will do in college, right? Now, if you're truly not sure, like for example, like I said, you already know what you tentatively like. So taking science, for example, if you know that, hey, business is not for me, arts and humanities is not for me, I am very much a science person, do internships, summer courses, short courses, as many as you want to and as many as you have access to, just to determine what you like in particular. For example, you can do maybe like work in a biology lab if you like that. That's great. You can work with a physicist if you want to. There are summer courses where you can do all three and see. It'll be a more in-depth thing, because in high school obviously you take many different classes, English, math, this, that, whatnot. So a specialized summer school course gives you that much like depth into the subject. I know for a fact that in 10th grade I did summer school in Parsons, and that very much did help me, saying that, hey, out of the 3 design principles, which is graphic, fashion and product, I'm very much a fashion person. So yeah, that helped me out quite a bit in terms of which field in design I wanted to go into. Another thing is, talk to your teachers, college professors if you can find them. Talk to older students, people who are experienced in what you're going through, people who have gone through maybe the same things as you have, or maybe people who have specialized in a certain field, just so that they can tell you what exactly is expected of you. Like, no one can tell you what is expected of you in, let's say, the business community more than a business person can, right? Like, if I ever had to consider law, I mean, not anymore, but if I ever had to consider law as my degree or career, I would have spoken to my grandfather in the past when he was still with us, or I would have spoken to his friends, because obviously he has a large circle of lawyers that he knows. I would have spoken to his colleagues, people that I knew, people that I had met from his circles. I know people who are doing law right now, like people my age, I would have spoken to them. So that's just what it is. Like, talk to people who are experienced in what you maybe are considering doing, as well as people who are sort of just a little bit over you, because it's really more comfortable to have a conversation with someone who is about 3 years older than you than someone who is like 20 years older than you. That's just a fact of life, because they're in the same age group as you. They understand what you're going through, the stage of life that you're in, just because they were recently there. You know what I mean? So yeah, try and talk to those people. Another thing is, actually try different things too. I am saying that pick a field and try things in that field, but also in high school at least, try things in different fields too. You don't know what you're gonna end up liking. Like, for example, fashion journalism and fashion design are 2 completely separate worlds in they're still in the fashion industry, but journalism is like writing and stuff, designing is drawing and painting and stuff. And so you're just like, how? I was so confused between the two, and I was like, how am I confused between these two completely different fields? But it's true, try new things. The examples that I have are all related to design. I'm really sorry about this, but it'd be really helpful if you looked into things that aren't related to your field also, because I feel like that'll just help you maybe narrow it down more as to what you hate. There could be multiple things that you like, but there will be a lot of things that you hate and you can never imagine yourself doing. Those, actually, a lot of people say, look into the things that you like and whatever. My advice to you is, first, kick out the things that you hate. And then kick out the things that you don't hate but don't like either. You know what I mean? Go with the dislike factor first, the other extreme opposite, anything that you feel a strong negative emotion towards. And then make your way up to the strong positive emotion. Like, genuinely, that's the way I would work if I was ever in a confused state of mind. I will talk to you guys about that. I was a little bit confused earlier, but I will tell you guys. I'm not talking about my foundation year, I'm talking about in high school. Another thing is, I know this is not true for a lot of people, but it is also true for a few other people. It's that teachers affect your decision. I know that my art teacher was so horrible that genuinely for a second I considered, I was like, why am I going into art? Like, why am I going into creative industry? Why am I doing design? It's not worth it. Then I thought about it, I'm like, I love art way more than I hate this guy. So I'm just gonna stick with it. But if it was a physics thing, I hated my physics teacher too. He was such a bad teacher. He was a really nice guy, right? Like, my art teacher was a bad human being, generally speaking. But my physics teacher, he was a really nice guy. But he was just such a horrible teacher that genuinely, if it was up to me, if me doing physics in college was hinging on his teaching, I would have given up physics. I really, truly would have. Because I'm just not passionate enough about that subject to sort of counteract what I felt for him. You know what I mean? Felt towards him. That got really awkward for a second. But yeah. This is another point about talking to people. Talk to people who care about you. Your parents, your best friends, people around you, your grandparents, even if you have a close enough relationship with them. Genuinely talk to people that care about you, because nobody knows you better than they do. And if you're truly confused, they are the people who will tell you, hey, I've seen you really enjoying this. I know that my best friend knows me better than I know myself. If I need advice about something, I would go to him. I know that truly, if it was a career-breaking decision, I would go to my parents. Like, the design and the journalism thing, my parents from the very beginning said, you will pick design. They knew me better than I knew myself. When I was still super confused between design and journalism, my dad was like, I know you're gonna pick design. And I was like, how do you know? And he was like, I just do. And he was right, I'm in design now. So talk to the people who care about you, especially your parents. Or if you don't have a close enough relationship with your parents, talk to them too, but also talk to your best friends, people you spend the most time with, people you spend the most time talking to, people who you love even. Like, if you love someone, chances are that they probably love you too, so just go talk to them. And really, guys, your major is not a make or break decision. For example, I would say this is like, pick universities rather than the major. Like, for example, I know that Temple University, which, guys, I have no research on this, but I know that Temple University is a good university for business. I know that, so this is a system in the US, more than in the UK, where you can go in as an undecided major into your bachelor's. You can explore a few things in your freshman year. Some universities even allow it in the sophomore year. And then you can specialize into your major. In fact, in my field, in design, SAIC is the perfect school for this, because you don't declare a major till the end of time. Like, literally, you pass you get your bachelor in arts or fine arts or whatever without ever having declared a major. Isn't that kind of amazing? Yeah, so I would say pick a general university that okay, here's the thing. The UK equivalent for this is pick a university and do a foundation year in that, like I did. Now for me, it was less of a choice rather than a sort of necessity I had to get into the bachelor's, but I would, if you guys had the choice, then I would recommend doing a foundation year in the UK. In the US, it's just including in your bachelor's, just go in as an undeclared bachelor and explore things, guys. Like make experiences, make new friends, take different classes. I know my friend who has declared a major in engineering is doing Shakespeare classes. Why? I don't know. But he is. I feel like US universities are more suited towards this rather than the UK, but then again, you have the option of doing a foundation year, or actually over here I realized that in Europe and the UK, taking a gap year is really encouraged. Like genuinely, way more than any other country in the world. Taking a gap year is really encouraged. Like they say, like, go ahead and take a gap year, discover yourself, explore things, and you will like something eventually. Right? Like you will end up making a decision, you will end up liking something. That's just the way life is. Also, look at your motivating factors. Are you passionate towards something? Is your family pushing you towards that thing? Or are you going into it to make money? If you're going into something to make money, then really just pick the best university in that particular field and attend it. Declare a major and just do it. If you're going towards passion, hey, you want to do something that you like in life, then you want your career to be something that you love doing, then just do what I said. Explore things, find yourself. There's a lot of self-reflection involved in this. It's really much deeper than people make it out to be, but yeah. If your parents are pushing you towards something, then really you don't have a choice here. Just go to if you're gonna take the path that your parents set out for you, then go to the university that they want you to go to and just go there. I don't know what's going on here. Yeah, and go with it. Next is research your major. And when I say research your major, I mean like what classes are you going to take? What are the possible career choices? Even sometimes, is it better to go in as an undecided major? Because sometimes genuinely it is better to go in as an undecided major in a field of study rather than go in and declare a major immediately. And yeah, so just do a bunch of research on what your major expects from you, what you can expect from your major, to take away from it, to end up with, the skills you will learn, the classes you will take, the people you will meet. That research is an integral part of what you end up doing. Genuinely a huge part of it. This is another thing that's very I don't know how to say it, very US centric, which is you can do a minor. Truly guys, if you know, for example, you're doing a law major but you really like, I don't know, music, you can declare a music minor. Over there you can do literally whatever you want. Over here I realized not a lot of people do minors, or I don't even think minors are an option in universities over here in the UK, in Europe, whatever. I don't think minors are an option, which is kind of insane. That's what it is. So if you want to do a minor, it's mainly something you do in the US, right? Not over here, not where I am. I feel like if I had gone to a US university and I had to do, I wanted to do a major and a minor, I would have taken a major in fashion design and a minor in, I don't know, theater, maybe. I don't know. I can't read music, so music. I don't know. There are a lot of things in life that I like, or even just this, photography, content creation, whatever. There are a lot of things in life that I like to do, which I don't want to make my career. Things that I'm passionate about, things that I love to do. Like this, like just sitting in front of a camera and talking to you guys see me like an extremely narcissistic person because I'm staring at myself, but yeah. yeah, I would have taken genuinely, I had a bunch of options in terms of minors if I would have taken it, if I would have gone to the US. Yeah, so if you go to the US, minors are definitely a huge option for you. Consider it if you want to. I know this video is about majors, but sometimes you might end up liking your minor more than you do your major. A lot of times, in fact. And at the end of it, thing is, guys, you can graduate in something from college, and yeah, for the first few years you will end up working in that particular industry, but you might not eventually end up in that industry. I remember something that my teacher told me, my foundation teacher. He said that, you know, you might end up doing design for your bachelor's, but who knows, in the future you might end up working as a fashion journalist at a top-notch fashion magazine, just because he really genuinely loved my writing and he thought I was such a good author in terms of journalistic writing. So he said that I have a feeling that this might end up happening. It might not, but it may. So really a lot of time, and there was some research magazine thingy that had come out a few years ago where it said basically 10 years after people graduate, like 50 to 60% of them are not working where they the field that they graduated in. Maybe they weren't passionate about it, maybe they just didn't get a job there, maybe it was easier to get a job in a different industry. It's just the way life works, and you may end up someplace miles apart from where you started. Seriously, you may start a science major in college and may end up in a business path in life. Now this is something that you need to look at in terms of your college. This is not about your major, this is about your college. You need to look at external factors such as places, people, and stuff. I'm a city person. Really, I need to be in a big city. It's where I thrive, it's where I live, it's where I'm free. I can't go to a campus. I just can't do it. Yeah. No. I cannot do it. Like, seriously, if you look at all the colleges that I applied to when I did apply, London College of Fashion, it's in London. Parsons, it's in New York. SAIC, it's in Chicago. California College of the Arts, it's in San Francisco. Big cities. I can't do the campus life thing. I know a lot of people go to colleges with a huge campus just because they want that campus thing. I don't. Look at places that give you the opportunity to explore, especially if you're not sure. Like I said, look at the US mainly, just because their college system is so different from what you learn in Europe or UK. And the way they've structured their curriculum is just, it gives students the opportunity to explore things, to shift things around, to move, to sometimes even in certain colleges create your own major. There's this channel on YouTube called TBH Studying. I love her channel. I will link her video on this particular subject down below, where she basically she talks about how she switched majors multiple times and she combined majors and created her own thing, and that's amazing. Like, great, that's good for you, really. Yeah, look for places that, oh my god, let you explore things, let you find yourself, have a more chill kind of a vibe, just so that you have time to sort of see where things go, right? You can switch majors, minors, you know, like I know that I will see fashion design major to its fullest just because I love it. But I know there are people who, they do 1 year and they decide, hey, I thought I wanted this, but I don't anymore, so I'm gonna switch to a different bachelor's altogether. In the UK, you just literally have to switch to a different bachelor's. In the US, you can just switch majors. So convenient. So much more expensive, but so convenient. And like I said before, you may not even end up working in the major that you studied, really, guys. So don't stress too much. Chill out. Give yourself time to find yourself, explore things, reflect, self-reflect, look into yourself, whatever it is that you need to do to find this. I know this is really easy for me to just say to you guys. It's like giving gyan. I don't know how many of you guys understood that. It's like just, you know, it feels strange hearing this from someone who has been set on their major for a long time. But trust me, there were times when I have doubted my decision, and this is coming from a person who seriously had to consider things, especially because the fashion design degree, the fashion industry is growing so much, and actually getting a job as a designer is really, really hard. And to be honest with you guys, I love it, and I know, but I do know that this particular major can be really stressful. Like engineering med student stressful. I'm not even kidding. So I know all of this, but I love it enough to still do it, and I believe in myself enough that I will make it. I will make the most of it. You guys should just give yourself time. The world isn't ending. You can take a few days, weeks, months to think about it. Genuinely, if you take that time, the world will not end. Chill out. Chill, guys. Just take it easy. Things will happen. Things will work out the way they need to, the way they're supposed to. And yeah. So I hope you guys liked this video. I hope it helped you. Please tell me down below if there are any particular suggestions or questions that you have for me that you want me to answer. I will link my playlists and stuff. Yeah. Like I said, there are a bunch of college and high school college and A-level videos that I'll be doing in the next 2 months or so. So stay tuned for that. And I hope you guys liked it. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, hit down below and subscribe and leave a like on the video. Like I said, leave a comment telling me if you have any questions or any suggestions for videos or topics that you need me to cover. And yeah, I hope you all have an amazing day, and bye!